Okay, appreciate you guys sticking around. Another great crowd. I mean, we've had in the Moody Man, we've always had a great crowd. We never come out and not had a great crowd. Our students have continued to show up all year long and bring in incredible energy. Longhorn Nation stuck behind us and stayed with us today as well. We knew coming in, Josh has done a great job with his group, very talented West Virginia group that we have a lot of respect for. I thought our guys today came out and really competed at a very high level from start to finish. One of our better starts of the year in terms of first 4 minutes of the game, coming out and really just sitting down and going really hard and competing at a very high level. But really pleased and proud of what our guys were able to do in terms of their effort and the way they played today.
Start with Eric up front, please, sir.
RT, following the Iowa State game, you said to us post-game that the team needs to do a better job of spacing the floor and being shot ready when the opportunity is there. How'd you feel they did tonight, and what made the difference?
Yeah, Eric, we played against a really good defensive team in Iowa State the last ball game, and prior to watching the tape, coming in here and getting a chance to visit with you guys, I didn't think we initially played that great offensively, but in the first half, but we actually really did. I mean, we had good flow against a really good defensive team. We had great looks. We went back and looked at the tape. We just didn't make shots, and I thought we let our offense affect our defense as well. We didn't go down and guard. It was the biggest part that we got in trouble with in the last ball game. And I thought in the second half we came out and we had some of our shots fall, and we guarded a lot harder in the second half and played really Texas basketball and everything. But tonight we had great flow, just like we did in the previous game offensively. We made shots tonight. We had good energy on defense. I thought we, 28 assists, 5 turnovers for the game, 2 at the half. I thought we played one of our best offensive games this year in terms of sharing the ball and not letting the ball stick. Good flow to our offense today.
Terry, third row middle.
Coach Tyrese Hunter came out and dominated. Did you have a conversation with him before it, or did he just take responsibility to say, I'm leading this team?
Well, I think, again, Terry, the thing we asked Tyrese to do every night is we asked him to come in and play with incredible energy on defense, try to be a great defender, and get lost playing really hard on defense, and, it needs to be his DNA and his makeup, and, the times he's come out and played that way on defense, he's had great offensive nights, and he's played well and offense has come easy to him, and, we lean on a lot of our former players, to be honest, too. He and I had a good conversation the other day, and I said, man, we brought in a guy here, years ago, and he had a pretty good, NBA career, Daniel Gibson. Daniel Gibson was a really good player for us here, man. But Daniel in high school could score 70 points in a game in high school, and wasn't known as a defender, but he came here and really bought into being an elite defender by the time he left. Rick, I mean, we really coached him hard on defense, and we knew he could really shoot the basketball, but his whole makeup was about being a great defender. And got a chance to connect those guys and have those guys visit a little bit too. And D. Gibb is working with the Cavs right now a little bit too and stuff as a scout. But just having some of our older players, or former players, talk and engage with our current players. TJ does it all the time as well in terms of just kind of reinforcing the things that we talk about to our guys and really who they need to be as well and moving forward in their future as well. So, we lean on some other resources as well to try to get our point across.
Thomas up front, please.
Coach, Max with 9 assists, 6 rebounds. Aside from his scoring, what's the most overlooked aspect of his game?
Man, Max is a great teammate, incredible teammate. I always say to our guys, if we have a room full of great teammates, then we're going to probably have a great team. But he's the ultimate teammate, man. I tell you what, there's not one guy in that locker room that's not pulling for Max, whether he's on the court or off the court, because he's just such a likable guy.
Josh, right here and right.
Rodney, you made clear yesterday that it's one game at a time and you're focused on the one game. But in this day and age of social media and things like that, is it difficult for the guys not to be at least looking at, bracketology and resumes and the NCAA tournament and what needs to happen, et cetera?
Josh, I'll be honest, we've always been, even last year in terms of working with our guys, we talk all the time about control what we can control, live where your feet are, block out all the noise. Everybody can talk, say whatever they want to do. At the end of the day, it's what we do every day in practice and what we do in games, that decides what happens. We control everything in front of us in terms of our preparation, how hard we play, obviously respecting the opponent that we're playing, but, we control everything in terms of all that. So we don't get caught up with outside noise, and I don't, and I strongly encourage my guys not to.
Kirk, go ahead, please, sir.
Are you going to make Dylan do laps after getting only one rebound or not?
You know what? I tell you what. I thought he played really hard, and as long as that ball is going in the basket, he even said it at the end. He's like, "Man, coach, I played great, shot the ball extremely well, but only had one rebound." But no, he's one of those guys that, Warren and Corey and those guys, they do a great job with him during the week. He's limited in terms of, how much he actually gets a chance to practice all the time. Sometimes you see that, like the start of the game the other night, you can see, where he's not practicing once it's on every rep. We can't practice him every rep, So, but once he gets in the flow and he gets going and we get him moving a little bit, then I think he's pretty good on both ends, and stuff. But he wants to rebound the basketball. The injury he's coming back from is not an easy injury to play with in games and in practice and to manage, and stuff. So, I give those guys a lot of credit for what he's been able to do to this point right now, and him as well, being able to push through a lot of pain. He'll be sore tomorrow, really, really sore tomorrow. He'll be sore the following day, and then then we have to try to, wheel him up and get him going a little bit again. So.
And how big an advantage was it getting those transition buckets you've talked about before, not getting bogged down in half-court offense?
Yeah, I mean, it's the hardest thing to do at any level, whether it's high school, college, pros. You have to go 5-on-5 all the time and execute your offense against a set defense. And in this league, every night you're playing against great defenses, man. So, so it's a big challenge. You need easy baskets to relieve you of having to execute your offense at a high level.
Dylan, back on hold.
Dylan said it's his first time since he's been in the Big 12 getting a week off. What does a week off do for the team, and do you give them an extra day with how they play today?
Yeah, I tell you what, I think from a physical standpoint, I think, could we go out and play again tomorrow or the following day? We could, I made the point to our guys the other day, we can go up and down everybody's roster in the Big 12. Somebody's got something going on with them. Now it's just about being able to push through it, persevere through, whatever you're going through physically. But a lot of it has to do with the mental piece. I think just as much as our guys sometimes are physically fatigued, I think sometimes they're mentally fatigued. I thought, a day and a half, almost 2 days recovery. We had really good pop today, I thought, because of that. So, this week we'll manage it about the same. I mean, we'll have tomorrow off from basketball. Guys try to take care of their academics and stay on top of what they need to do from an academic standpoint. The following day will probably be really light again, and then we'll lace them up and start our prep and our work toward trying to prepare for a really good Houston team on their home court.
Terry, third row middle.
Coach Kendall Weaver put on his cape again today, and he face planted. What did you think? He face planted against the glass. What did you think when he did that? Can you talk about his game? Because he was, again, on fire.
You know what? He's just one of those guys, again, that's going to make winning plays. I think his effort and his want to is always in the right place in terms of, wanting to try to please you and do the right things and playing hard. It's not always perfect, and he's coachable. That's all you can ask. I mean, he's going to make some spectacular plays where you're like, wow, he's going to make those wild plays. He's going to make wild plays on offense. He's going to make wild plays on defense. But the thing you can live with him every night, he's one of those everyday guys. He's going to show up and bring what he brings every single day. But in play in particular, I mean, I'm not surprised by plays that he makes.
Middle row, Josh, your right.
Rodney, Max is now 14 points shy of 3,000. That's obviously a big number. It's being talked about as time goes on here. I'm curious, within the staff, the locker room, his teammates, how much does that number come up as Max gets closer to it?
Josh, I'll be honest with you. We hadn't talked about it all year. in terms of talking about a certain number. We've talked about him, and I just talked to him a couple of days ago. Hey man, I want one of those 30-point games. But the thing we've tried to say to him, we know exactly what we're going to get from him every night. He plays to win, and even with all of the individual, stats and things of that nature, he's not one of those stat chasers. He's one of those guys that, if he needs to score, then he's gonna score for the team. And if he needs to distribute the basketball, he's gonna distribute for the team. He played pretty good defense tonight. I thought he sat down and guarded really well. But, I think when it's all said and done and the dust settles, and the season's complete, I think he's gonna be one of those guys that you have to put in a special category in terms of, being a special player to ever play at the collegiate level, based on what he was able to do. You get 3,000 points. I mean, that's an incredible college career, special college career, But to him, he traded for a Final Four tomorrow, So, that's what he's competing for. He's a winner.
Standing back left, Steve.
Coach, first of all, congratulations on your 200th win today. We're talking about stats. That's a big deal, too, 201 now.
201.
201, okay. 201's even one bigger than that. Talk about the momentum you take from this game. I mean, it's almost like a double-edged sword that you played one of your best games in weeks, and now you got to go take a week off and try to figure out how to duplicate that against Houston.
What's funny about that, Steve, I was talking with a former coach that I got a chance to work for, and he was like, yeah, hey, great achievement, great, reaching 200 wins, but don't forget those 100 and whatever losses that you have, plus losses as well that you have. I said, hey, you know what? I haven't forgot about those. There's about 170 plus on that side of it as well. But I also came back quick on him as well, and said, you know what? I built some programs too. I was working on building programs. When you come in and you're at ground zero, you're gonna take some lumps, and you're gonna learn to grow into your role in being a head coach. But I, again, attribute a lot of that to a lot of great coaches I've worked with, a lot of great players, and you're always learning and continue to get better with your craft. But I think what we'll try to take from this game today is just continue to build our defense, play with the same type of intensity and activity that we had early in the game, setting the tone with the defensive mindset, trying to be a star in your role, knowing that our defense has to travel and go on the road, and just continue to share the basketball and move the basketball at a high level.
Two last ones for Coach. Westcott up front right.
Yeah, the West Virginia coach told us that he thought one of the big differences between now and last month when they beat you in Morgantown was Kendall Weaver. I wonder, what else there is that y'all have improved on, and, how much of that, too, is Max Abmas and his defense with seems like teams maybe can't hunt him quite as much one-on-one.
Well, Josh has done a great job with his group, and he's got a very talented team. We go over there and, no knock against those guys. They played terrific that day, but we played – not one of our better games of the year. I mean, we turned the ball over 22 times, and, we put them on the foul line 41 times. And, we did all the things that you can't do on the road to win a ball game. And we were still right there in position to have a chance to win the game there at their place. But I think we're a better defensive team from that part of the conference play. I think we're a more physical team than we were at the start of conference. And I think, obviously we value taking care of the ball a lot better today as well. I think, Max has, been the primary ball handler shortly after that game as well. Tyree still handles the ball as well, but Max, we made him our primary ball handler in terms of really, running the team and doing things of that nature there as well, and took some pressure off of Tyrese in that regards as well. So we're different in a lot of different areas from the first encounter with West Virginia. And again, not taking anything away from what they did in the first game at their place.
Last one, Kurt. Go ahead, please.
That old coach you talked about, that wasn't Barnes, was it? That wasn't Rick Barnes that was gigging you with.
he probably would have said that had it been him if I'd have called him. He would have said, RT 200. I got 800 right now. Talk to me when you get about 400, But no, he coach congratulated Coach this week on. I think he was close to getting 800 this week. Was that pending on today? He's right there. He's really close to getting 800 career wins. So, you know, in the big picture of things, what an incredible achievement on his end, right? And I think he had over 400 plus wins here as a head coach at the University of Texas. And I think I was a part of about 290 of those, 290 plus of those wins. So, you know, I had a little small part in some of that too as well.
It reminded him about the losses too.
He'll remind you of the losses for sure. No, he would definitely remind me of the losses, right?
If you had to say you got 7 games left in conference, if you had to pick 2 areas that you want this team to improve on and really emphasize, down the stretch, what 2 areas would they be?
I think again, Kirk. I think just having a defensive mindset, having a physical mindset, and taking care of the basketball. Kind of gave you 3 of those a little bit. But if you bring those 3 things to the table, whether you're home or away, I think you're going to give yourself a fighting chance in every game in the Big 12 because these games come down to possession games.
Thank you all. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.